Pick it up, pick it up. I don't want hard, ain't did none. Got new, ain't thinking none. New whip, got flick it up, flick it up, flick it up. Little sick, ain't sick enough. Got new, ain't thinking enough. Till I drop down, then pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Nick came way up now. Got 6 like touchdown. Get hit like diamonds, bust down. I bust down, I bust down. Caught stealing my stuff now.
And welcome in, everybody. Glad you're with us. 2 of the best teams in the game square off. It's the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Minnesota Twins. First pitch coming your way next. So just about set now. Getting the nod on the mound. Bailey over. What do we need to know here about the right-hander?
Well, Brooks, something of interest to me is that this guy's really struggled when working out of the stretch, pitching with runners in scoring position. So the key for him is to attack hitters, try to get ahead in the count, and limit allowing runners on base. And if he can do that, I think that will help him to avoid those situations. Now, at some point, he's going to have to deal with them. And I think it's just one of those mental things that he's going to have to overcome.
Kowser hauls it in, and there's one away. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Blue Jays. The home run, a big part of the equation when it comes to this offense, Siggy. They're one of the better clubs in the league in terms of putting runs up via the homer.
Yeah, and that makes them even more dangerous because they're going to get their hits, but they're also going to get those home runs and have runners on base, which is multiple runs out of one swing. So, yeah, you really have to try to manage a team like this and keep them contained. You can't give up extra outs, whether that be via an error or a walk.
Fly ball to right. Wallner under it. Hauls it in to end the inning. Back here with my pal Siggy, and pitching in this game, Tyler Wells. And Siggy, it's unique these days, but he's more of a pitch to contact type of guy.
Yeah, Boogie, he doesn't rely too heavily on the strikeout. He knows he needs to miss barrels, get some soft contact, let the defense do work behind him.
Now this ball is well hit. This one's got a chance. Makes the catch up against the wall. Now the lineup for the Twins as constructed by Rocco Baldelli. A guy who's been huge for them over the last month plus, Matt Wallner.
And he's leading them in runs batted in this season, which tells me this guy is able to slow things down when it seems like there's a little bit of pressure. Wow. And he's looking at it as an opportunity to do damage. You know, a lot of guys, they see runners on base and they get big. They feel like all this pressure, I've got to get these runs in. But somehow he seems to settle into these situations. So watch out when he comes to the plate.
Kicks and fires. Comes up empty as he chases that one in the dirt.
It's no surprise they call this batter a day player. He statistically performs better in these games, and he's hoping for a big performance in this one.
Diaz throws to first in time.
Batting third, third baseman.
Here's Royce Lewis. Good power, not great in the OBP department. This ball's chopped on the ground. And that's the third out. Twins retired in short order. We played an inning, no score. Back at Target Field, top of the second, Anthony Santander at the plate. That one catches the zone, and it's 0-1.
Well, we call that keyholing. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
That one hammered center field to the warning track, makes the catch.
Man, he hammered that one to center. I thought it was out of here, but Wynn just absolutely killed it.
So here's Brown at the plate. In there, and it's 0-1. 1 out, bases empty. High fly ball out to left field. And that one pulled down by Jimenez. 2 away now. And it's Aledmys Diaz. Swing and a miss.
Fell off to a great start. He's really cruising out there on the mound. He's got a chance to get through these first 2 innings with under 20 pitches. That could set him up to go deep into this game.
Second inning here, no score. That misses the zone. And a count 1-2.
1-2.
That's a really good job of laying off the 0-2 high fastball. Is going to make that pitcher really have to respect his hitter.
And he got him. Strike 3, and that'll retire the side. 1-2-3 go the Blue Jays. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Back in Minnesota. And now the catcher comes up to hit. Ryan Jeffers. Wells back to work. Hit on the ground to the right side. And that's just foul. And the righty deals. Right down to shoot. No balls, 2 strikes. Time to check on our umpires. Earl Hendricks calling balls and strikes.
Yeah, well-liked umpire, Boog. Pretty consistent with his zone, so if you're familiar with him and how he works, you won't get too surprised by anything. Sometimes he'll give a little bit off the corner, but nothing too crazy at all.
To first, and quickly 1 away in the second.
We'll take a look at the 3-pitch sequence here. Pretty simple in terms of putting them away at the plate. Once you're ahead 0-2 as a pitcher, you can really expand the zone and see how aggressive that hitter is going to be trying to protect and battle. And right there, clearly he was in swing mode, but all you can do is hope to foul that off.
1 down, base is empty. And that one fouled off. Out to short, and there's a base hit.
Just one of those seeing high base hits through the infield. He just kind of rolled over on it a little bit, but sometimes those can find a hole and get you a knock.
Matt Wallner in the box now. No balls and a strike. Next offering is downstairs. Just missed. Jimenez, the runner at first with 1 gone in the inning. Jimenez runs. Next offering is fouled back. And another ball. Got him. That's out number 2.
He came out of his mechanics there. Typically likes to shoot the ball the other way, but that time a little anxious.
Here's Carlos Correa. And a breaking ball drops in for a strike.
0-1.
2 gone, but the go-ahead run is at first. Here in the finale of this 4-game set.
1 ball, 1 strike.
And it's strike 2.
Threw that fastball right by him, slightly elevated. That's a confidence boost for this guy out there on the mound. See if he continues to climb the ladder.
Two outs. Waves at the bender for the strikeout. Twins wind up stranding 1. We'll move to the 3rd with no score.
Before she hit the block, body grown, spoke grown, and it's never out of stock. Can you match it?
And welcome back to the ballpark. On to the 3rd inning. Here's the catcher, Alejandro Kirk. A wind in the pitch. Over in his 4th year. He features a 4-seam fastball, a changeup, a slider, and he occasionally uses a curve. Foul back our way, and that's out of play. popped in the air, left field. And that one pulled down by Jimenez. And there's one away. These two offenses can put up runs in a hurry. Now it's going to be Addison Barger.
Definitely scuffling at the dish lately. Barely hitting over the Mendoza line this month.
And there's a rocket into the outfield. And that one's going to get into the corner. Makes the turn and heads for second. And he starts his afternoon off right with a double.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. First pitch fastball in a great spot to do some damage, and he squared it up nicely. Runner in scoring position now, and a good opportunity to push across the first run of the ballgame.
One out, runner at second. And now, Robert Hassel III. Sliced hard, but foul. Line drive out of mid-center field.
Man, that's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. He did everything right there. Nothing to show for it. But in your mind, you have to convince yourself that it was a very good at-bat.
Back to the leadoff spot in the Blue Jays lineup. And now for the Jays, Brett Beatty. Fall off foul. That one fouled off. In the air, left field. Jimenez has it sized up. Makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. Blue Jays held in check. Still no score. Like a chum, give you that good feeling that you want for everything you're needing, you know. And we're back. Set for the bottom of the third. And now for the Twins, Colton Cowser.
Taken high in the draft, he's had that top prospect labeled over him since he put on a professional uniform. But at some point, that starts to go away, and you've got to produce at the big league level.
Rolled softly, but that goes foul. Late on that fastball.
I think he was sitting off speed there.
And down on strikes. Looks like he's picked up right where he left off. Kyle Farmer up to the plate now. Up and in, and it's 1-0.
1-0.
And that misses off the outside edge.
2 balls, no strikes.
And there's a ball. And there's the automatic. Still tied at 0, last of the third. Now a fly ball to right center. Hassel heads towards it. He's got it. And there's 2 away.
Every day during batting practice, these outfielders get about 10 minutes of balls in the gaps. They practice this, and when the game comes, they make the play perfectly.
Back to the leadoff spot in the Twins lineup. This is Willie Castro. And that one hammered way back there. Off the batter's eye and gone. A towering shot to center. Just like that, they move in front. It's 1-0.
Wasn't fooled on the first pitch at all. He squared it up right away. With the low 90s fastball, you have to live on the edges and hit your spots. If you don't, you'll get hit hard. Really good swing there. Patient, waiting for it. It was like BP all over again.
So 2 away with nobody on. And next for Minnesota, Alex Kirilloff. And that one a little below the knees. 1-0. Two down, nobody on. And now 2-0. Wells. Maybe a little less aggressive on the mound right now after that home run, Chris.
Yeah, it seems that way. You know, guys, they can come out, feel good, but then all of a sudden get touched up a little bit, and they start trying to throw instead of pitch. They're not trusting their stuff.
Royce Lewis in the on-deck circle for the Twins. Let's see if he gives them anything to hit here. Well, he's been good for the most part. Is it going to take someone going out to the mound to maybe refocus him a bit?
Well, partner, every pitcher's a little different. I liken it to you. Sometimes you come in and you're not as focused, and I kind of do what it takes to get you on track, and then you have a great show. So perhaps it's the same with him. Nobody really wants their rhythm broken up, but sometimes they need a little pick-me-up.
Outside, and that is ball 4.
It's been a little bit of a shaky inning, but he's still in a good spot to get out of this thing without giving up any more runs. He's just got to turn the page and go after this next guy.
Kirilloff off of first with 2 away. Good eye in that spot. And another ball. Righty to the plate. Next offering misses down and away.
First pitch strike from the pitcher, but then no panic at all by the hitter. Very patient, showing good discipline. Now he's in the driver's seat with the 3-1 count.
Gloves it on the dive. To his knee, the throw. Pretty nice play there. Twins get one on this homer. It's now 1-0. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show.
It ain't no surprise. A full moon sits in the sky. You better watch your back tonight because there's no.
Back in Minnesota, John Sciambi with Chris Singleton, and set to lead off the 4th, Gleyber Torres. The line to kick the pitch. And ball 1. Out to center. Moving under this one. Hauls it in for the out. 1 away.
Now batting, the first base.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. now. Flied to right his first time. This guy who grew up in big league clubhouses, got to be a nice feeling, Siggy, when your father played in the big leagues and he passes down all that wisdom. And he can't make the play. Around first and hustling for second. The throw in. And he's there with a double. And his hitting streak continues. There have been almost no bad days for him in the past month.
This guy's running hot, Boog, and people around the league are paying serious attention to this streak now, especially the pitchers that are trying to slow him down.
Now it's the switch hitting outfielder, Anthony Santander. This one chopped on the ground, but foul. Man at second. Late swing, foul to the left. Good job to fight that one off.
Well, he knows they don't want to give him anything to hit, but when you've got opportunities to drive in runs, you've got to expand the zone. He's capable of going out there and doing damage with it.
Bounced up the middle. Farmer tosses to first, 2 away.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air, lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Seth Brown next up for the Blue Jays. Fly to left his first time. And that one is inside.
1-0.
Two outs. And that one fouled off. Blue Jays down a run. Top half of inning number 4. Ripped to short. Sends it across to first. And that is the inning. One left for Toronto. Still behind by a count of 1-0. Ready to go. Bottom 4. Ryan Jeffers at the plate. The right-hander back to work. That one's in there. That's strike 1.
He's been pitching well, but going through this middle of the order second time through, we'll see what kind of adjustments are being made.
And that's outside. And the count is 1-1.
Well, these Twins showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. He's only given up 1 run, but the starter's pitch count is starting to get up there, and that might be the best news yet for this offense. You know, sometimes all it takes is getting to the next arm before an offense does any damage, and that might be the case today.
Here's Eloy Jimenez, and he's already singled in this game. And a foul ball. That one finds the zone, and the count is 0-2. Base is empty, 1 away. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Next offering misses. Now 1-2. Wouldn't chase that time. One down, base is empty. Well struck, right field, back there. And it's caught just in front of the wall.
Well, I think the wind ended up being a factor right there. It's ripping in from right field right now. So otherwise, I think that ball's out of here.
Matt Walmer, the next Twin up to hit. Struck out swinging his first time. That's a strike. 0-1.
Oh, he's looking great so far. It helps when over 80% of your first pitches are strikes. He might be able to go the distance if he keeps this up.
And that clips the inside corner. 2 outs, base is empty. And down on strikes he goes. And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. Nothing doing here for the Twins, but they hold a 1-0 lead. New inning getting started. Aledmus Diaz now. And a pitch. And that one almost got him.
Well, these Jays just lacking discipline at the plate in this ballgame. They've been chasing pitches outside the zone all game, and it's led to some frustrating moments. They've been fooled quite a bit today.
Swing and a miss as he was out front that time. to third. Nice grab. The throw. And they get the out.
Third basemen have to be so quick with their first step reactions. Hot shots like that. That's why they call it the hot corner. That's a perfect example, though. There's no way he gloves that one if he's not dialed in, anticipating something coming his way, staying on his toes every pitch. Really nice job to get back up, set himself, and make a strong throw across the diamond.
He swings and hits a fly ball, center field. No trouble here, puts it away for the out. And there are 2 outs. Addison Barger next up for the Blue Jays. Doubled in his first AB.
Man, he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
The wind of the pitch. A little out front there as he swings through it.
Now this offense has just been locked down. Almost 5 full innings of shutout baseball.
2 down, nobody on. And we're at the top of the 5th. Chopper right side. Whips it to Kirilloff. That's the 3rd out. Blue Jays go down in order. And it remains 1-0. Back in target field, and here comes Carlos Correa.
He's got pop, which is a little sneaky because he's so comfortable with taking his base hits to the opposite field, but he can jump you if you make a mistake.
Wells back to work. 0-1. Correa, the former 1st overall pick from Puerto Rico back in 2012, and he blossomed into the American League Rookie of the Year in 2015. The pitch. Crushed. Left center field. This one's deep. Forget it. He made him pay for that one. His 2nd homer of this series. It's 2-0. He absolutely feasts on right-handed pitching and devours that one for a homer.
And you can see that's what he expects of himself at bat after at bat. He's that confident. Just an excellent swing all the way around, and it had that sound coming off the bat that gets everyone's attention. Got a pitch to drive, short to the baseball, squared it up, and the batsman buried it out of here.
Colton Cowser, the next twin up to hit. And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
Always exciting to see a leadoff home run in an inning. Kind of gets the offense fired up, and you start to expect a big inning.
The 1-0. There's a strike. Nobody on, nobody out. Last half of inning number 5. In the air, right field, pretty well struck. That's back. And that one is going to go. And they add a run. It's 3-0. That's their 3rd home run of the game.
They're having a lot of fun at the plate in this one. They've got the long ball working for them on autopilot. Always a special feeling at the ballpark, especially if it's your team that does it and those guys get to slap hands at home plate. This is the kind of thing that can really fire up a ball club.
Here's the second baseman, Kyle Farmer. That clips the corner. Next offering in there for a strike. And it's 0-2. Nobody on, nobody out. A pair of runs across in the inning here in the finale of this 4-game set. Check swing, tried to hold up, now an appeal to first. That's a swing according to umpire Woody Keller. Back to the top of the lineup, and here's the Twins leadoff guy, Willie Castro. He's already homered here in this one. Fastball for a strike, and it's 0-1. Still only one out here in the inning. In the dirt, and that's ball one. Just missed.
2-1.
In the air, center field. Hassel moving under it. And there's two down.
The first baseman, number 19.
Here's Alex Kirilloff. He's 0 for 1. That one drifts inside.
1 ball, no strikes.
Pitch in the dirt, and now 2-0. And that one fouled off. Two down, nobody on. Liner, and that should be extra bases. Around first, heading for 2. And he's in there standing up with a 2-out double.
Drove that ball nicely, put a great swing on it, and it jumped off his bat. Trying to put it all together there, and he's rewarded with the double.
And in scoring position with 2 away. And now Royce Lewis. Outfield playing very deep, not wanting anything over their heads.
Love how vocal the umpire is today. No doubt in the hitter's mind, catcher's mind, and even the pitcher's mind as to the conviction in the call.
Man on second, 2 down. There's a swing and a miss.
Very well executed changeup right there. If he can command the fastball consistently, that's going to be an important pitch in terms of him turning this outing around.
At the belt and fires. Got him looking. That's a strikeout. But 2 round trippers in this inning. The long ball was working. It's now 3-0. Major League Baseball is on the show.
When you in the presence of my crown, the beat drop, I won't let it hit the ground. Now you can fix your crown.
And welcome back to the ballpark. Top of the 6th inning. And now for the Jays, Robert Hassel III. As he turns on the rubber, and with that good live arm delivers.
Well, after putting up a nice inning on offense, got some runs across, this is where you look for the starter to go out there, have a shutdown inning. Don't give that other team any hope. You just hope that he can get through this inning, get the bats back up there while they're hot.
And another ball.
No, that pitch not even close. A 2-0 count now. He can't be over aggressive. He's got to make sure that pitch is right on a tee for him.
And that one hit to first. It's through for a hit.
He needed that one. It's been a tough stretch at the plate lately. Turned on it nicely. Definitely a little out in front of the pitch, but he didn't hook around it too much and was able to keep it fair down the line.
So the batting order turns over. Brett Beatty next up for the Blue Jays. Just missed. Beatty goes 6 feet 3 inches, 25 years old, and they traded for him earlier this year. The Jays trailing by 3, and we're the top half of the 6th. In the air out to center. Cowser settles under it. Cowser makes the play.
Now batting, the designated hitter,
Gleyber Torres up to hit.
Now these guys definitely looking for a big swing of the bat right here. Try to close that gap. But, you know, at the very least, if you could find a way to manufacture that run from first, it feels like it's really important to getting back into this ball game.
That one missing inside.
Pretty frugal guy. He is very efficient with the pitch count in this one.
Man at first, one away. Runner on the go. Pitch misses. Throw to second. Tag. Out at second.
That goes to show you stealing a base is a tough thing to do and far from a sure thing. Even with big-time speed. It's not easy to catch him, but that was a great catch and throw. Quick, not rushed, and accurate.
Now 3-0.
A rare 3-ball count here. He's been throwing strikes all day. Got to be ready to hit if you're in the box.
The right-hander gives up the 2-out walk.
Well, he tried to nibble right there and just missed his spot. Hitter didn't offer at it. Now he has somebody to worry about over at first.
Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 1 for 2. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., that swing so reminiscent of his dad. Lots of pop. Fouled off left side. And a pitch. That misses.
That's a ball.
And 1-1.
Definitely a frustrating day for the offense, but when they look at it, this guy's had his best stuff. Been painting the corners, working on the edges and changing speeds. Just a difficult one. You tip your cap.
Base hit. That was smoke through the infield. Throw stops the lead runner at second. 2 on and 2 out.
Really good swing right there. He got a pitch that he knew he could handle, allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit longer, and he hit the ball on the screws.
So first and second with 2 outs. Now the Toronto full hitter, Anthony Santander. The pitch. A swing and a miss, and that's strike 1.
It really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider.
And there's a fly ball deep right field, and that is gone. And that should quiet this home crowd. It's his 8th home run of the year, and this game is tied. It's 3-3.
That's a game changer right there. A big-time swing, and we're all tied up. He's so good at getting his arms extended, and that's exactly what he did right there. You don't typically want to pull a pitch in that part of the plate, but he doesn't allow his wrists to roll over, stays through the ball, gets the loft, and gets the home run.
Brown in the box with 2 gone, and takes a look at a called strike. The wind of the pitch. There's a strike.
Quickly down 0-2 in the count. I think you got to choke up a little bit, spread out the feet. You don't know what the velocity or the location of this next pitch is going to be.
Good eye right there.
It's a good take.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. But the biggest swing of the inning comes right here, a 3-run homer. We're tied now with 3 apiece. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. Back now for the bottom of the 6th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound. Mackenzie Gore. He last pitched 2 days ago. So digging in, Brian Jeffers. And he deals. That's a strike. It's 0-1.
Well, these Twins really impressing me with the quality of their bats in this one. It's been fun getting a chance to see them go to work. They really made that opposing starter work in this one. Ran his pitch count up, and now they've got an opportunity to continue making things difficult on the bullpen. Well, baseball can be cruel, can it? I mean, sometimes it gives, and sometimes it takes away. He did everything right on that swing, but he's got nothing to show for it.
Eloy Jimenez now. That one's in there, and that's strike 1.
0-1.
One down, base is empty. And that's a little bit high. And that's ball 1. Movement in the bullpen. Gregory Soto getting loose out there. Manoah, the right-hander, loosening up as well. And another ball. Wouldn't chase that time.
Well, this is a situation where you have to go after this hitter at the plate. You don't want to deal with the guy on deck, especially with a runner on.
Matt Wallmer in the on-deck circle. That's hard hit in the line. 2 down.
Man, he smoked that fastball. He's all over it. It's just frustrating when you can't get it to fall. Maybe next time off he'll find a hole.
So up next for Minnesota, Matt Wallmer.
Went down looking on 3 pitches last time. Let's see if he can be a little more aggressive right here.
And that's in for a strike. All tied up here in the bottom of the 6th. That's in there. That is strike 2. And that's downstairs and outside.
Well, that's kind of what you expect in an 0-2 count. Excellent job of the hitter to have the plate discipline to lay off of that pitch.
Left-hand batter waits. Stays alive. And a ball and 2 strikes. And another ball. Next offering is outside.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
And a pitch. And he walked him.
Check your base, ball 4.
Well, 2-out walks are never good, especially when you're trying to get back into that dugout. But he's still in a good spot. He's just got to refocus and deal with the bottom of this order.
And at first. Well, now here's Carlos Correa with a chance to hit. Fastball in for a strike. 0-1. Wallner off of first with 2 away. Swing and a tapper. And that one handled. Slings to first. And Correa retired. And that is that. 1 left for Minnesota. Still tied 3-3. Welcome back. We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Steven Okert.
Well, he's been a really tough guy to take deep this season. You usually have to string some hits together in order to get to him.
Aledmys Diaz now. The pitch. in for a strike. 0-1. Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Andrew Chafin warming up for manager Rocco Baldelli. And here it comes. And there's a foul ball. The pitch. Fights it off. He'll see another. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. And now the lefty battling here as he fouls it away. Kicks and fires. That misses. And the count 1-2. That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. Way inside. Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. He didn't make it easy for him on the mound, but they still get the strikeout. Alejandro Kirk next up for the Blue Jays. He is at the top of the game in terms of defense at the catching spot. And a foul ball.
It's so impressive because these guys have to do so much study and preparation for their pitchers, for opposing hitters, and really their #1 job is to guide that staff through a ball game. And so when you also can turn it up offensively and be a force there, that is a win-win, every manager's dream.
One down, base is empty. And 1-2.
1-2 for count.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And now 2 gone.
Very strong coming out of the pen so far as he punches out the first 2 batters he's faced in this one, getting him straight to work. Man, it's talked about a lot, but relievers are just so electric these days. These aren't fun at bats if you're a hitter. I'm so glad I'm retired.
Addison Barger next up for the Blue Jays. Gets the call. That's strike 1. Two down, nobody on. Here in the top half of inning number 7. Two outs. Misses off the inside. Going to count 1-2.
Executed that pitch very nicely, just missed with it.
They tried to get him to chase on a slider down and away. Here comes a pitch. And it goes just foul. Next pitch, not close, up high. And they'll do it again. In the air, out towards left center. And that one pulled down by Jimenez. And we're back. Here's the center fielder, Colton.
This kid picked up in a trade. A lot was offered and given to get him, but he's got a real high ceiling.
The pitch. Bunt attempt, but that goes foul. The 0-1. A little bit low.
That's low.
That one missed.
Ball.
The pitch. That one finds the zone, and the count is 2-2. Kicks and deals. Swing and a pop-up in foul ground. Baden makes a nice running catch.
Now back, second baseman.
Now here is Kyle Farmer.
Struck out on just 3 pitches last time.
Breaking ball through there for a strike. And the pitch is in for a strike. And it's 0-2.
Well, he didn't like those first 2 pitches. Now in an 0-2 hole. He's going to have to battle. Hope he gets a mistake.
At the belt and fires. Cuts on it and misses. That's a strikeout. Couldn't catch up to the heater.
Well, that at bat seemed to be over as soon as it started. 3-pitch strikeout. You've got to be better at the plate right there. At least to foul something off. Extend that at bat.
So the lineup flips over. Willie Castro now at the plate. He's already homered in this game. Out in front and foul to the left side. This one in the air, center field. Hassel brings it in for the 3rd out.
I wanna live now, I wanna live deep. Realize the most, I'm a words are cheap. But meet me on the seabed is where I'll be. Need oxygen so I can sleep.
Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Andrew Chafin.
Now, number 21, Andrew Chafin.
So now pitch hitter for the Blue Jays, Randy Arozarena. He represents the go-ahead run. And a pitch. Ball 1, no strikes. The pitch. And that's off the inside edge. And that's ball 2. Activity in the bullpen. Josh Staumont appears to be getting loose. Topa getting cranked up as well. (2-0). That one is absolutely belted. Cowser going back. And it's off the out-of-town scoreboard. In safely with a leadoff double. Go-ahead runs in scoring position. In there, he's safe.
One of the hardest things to do in the game, to stay mentally and physically ready for the big opportunity, and he came through for his club right there.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Brett Beatty next up for the Blue Jays. Swings through that.
In the infield at the corners, don't be surprised to see them come home first and prevent that run from scoring.
Go-ahead run in scoring position, nobody out. Pulled hard, but it's a foul ball. And that's down and away. Left-hand hitter waits. Wouldn't chase that time.
Outside.
Here's a 2-2. Line to right, base hit. The run scores from third. It's 4-3. A perfect example right there. That plate discipline, it pays off.
The deeper he gets into a count, the more comfortable he becomes, and he usually wins the battle.
Torres in the box here lets that one go for a ball. And a pitch.
Yeah.
Runner takes off. The 1-1 is fouled off. One and two here. In the air, right field. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And there's one down.
Now batting, the first baseman,
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. the next to hit.
You have to be careful throwing him breaking pitches, even in an 0-0 count. He loves going after the off-speed stuff, and he's really good at hitting it.
Runner takes off. Up the middle. Now a dive for the tag, and he gets him. And no throw. He's into first easily.
Good that they weren't overzealous there. Just take the sure out. Keep the runner out of scoring position.
Now it's the right fielder, Anthony Santander. 1 for 3. And there's the strike. Guerrero leads off first with 2 down to the inning. Next one misses, and it's a ball and a strike. The 1-1 is fouled off. Two outs. That one almost got him. And the pitch.
Count is full.
Great RBI spot here. Just got to stay focused on the pitch. The runner will be in motion, so something in the gap should definitely score.
And now the lefty. And that's ball 4.
Take your base.
Not what he wanted to do right there, Boog. That keeps this inning alive, puts a runner in the scoring position, and a chance for this offense to add on to their lead.
So 2 on with 2 away. Now the left fielder, Seth Brown. 0 for 3. A fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout. Strike 1.
0-1.
Inside, just missed. Traffic on the bases with one already in, and we're in the top of the 8th. This one popped up. Makes the grab, and that's the 3rd out. But they pick up 1 run on the RBI single. It's now a 4-3 ball game. You're dialed into the show. So remaining in the game defensively, Randy Arozarena. He'll be out in center now after pinch hitting. Paul Sewald gets handed the rock out of the pen.
Left-handed batter at the plate, and he's been excellent in those matchups this year, so this seems like a calculated move.
So digging in, Alex Kirilloff. And he deals. That's in there. That's strike 1. Looking to get the tying run on base.
1-2.
That one not close. Now 1-2. Movement in the bullpen. Tanner Scott, the league saves leader, up and throwing. Now a drive, that's a base hit. And that puts the tying run on base.
Seems like he got exactly what he was looking for right there. Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he didn't spin off of it. That's the key. You still have to extend through the baseball in order to hit a line drive like that.
Now a chance for Royce Lewis. Trying to hold a 1-run lead here the bottom half of the 8th inning. Line drive. And that's a fair ball. Around second, on his way to 3rd. And he's got a double.
Back-to-back base hits. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly. Now that sets up a huge at-bat in this ball game.
And next will be the cleanup hitter, Ryan Jeffers. And a good eye there.
Don't be surprised to ball on the ground to the corners if they come home with the baseball instead of going to first base.
Go ahead run at second here in the finale of this 4-game set. Next pitch off the plate. 2-0. And another ball.
I just feel like he's frustrated a little bit. He wants to be challenged.
Eloy Jimenez next to bat for Minnesota. Let's see if he gives him anything to hit here. And a 4-pitch walk.
Well, that sets up a really big at-bat in this game. These are the moments when everyone in the stadium gets really locked in.
Eloy Jimenez, the next twin up to hit.
He's been such a good hitter with runners in scoring position. Some guys just take it to another level. For him right now at the plate, it's like everyone else is in slow motion, and he's in full speed.
Outside. Ball 1.
You need a strikeout, and you need a ball perhaps on the ground for a double play or get yourself a pop-up, something, but you've got to make some pitches. But if he can battle and get through this, he can earn some points.
And the right-hander deals. He goes down looking.
Clearly looking out over the plate on that outer third, and that pitch finished. Right down the middle, just a little bit in, and he couldn't pull the trigger.
And now for the Twins, Matt Wallner. Swinging a drive, deep right field. That one carrying. It's gone. Grand slam. His 12th of the season, and they take the lead. It's 7-4. That's their 4th home run of the game.
They can't stop, and they won't stop hitting home runs in this one, Boo. They're clearly feeding off of each other at the dish. Just an unbelievable turn of events here.
Down to the bullpen for the Jays, Zach Pop.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Now Correa up to hit. Ripped into right field, base hit. So they get a man aboard with a one-out single.
Well, that started and ended pretty quickly. No messing around right there. Showed a willingness to drive that pitch the opposite way. Didn't get jumpy, didn't try to pull the ball. He let it get deep, took the barrel right to it, and then extended through the swing for the line drive base hit.
Swing and a pop-up. Diaz makes the catch. And there are 2 down. So 2 down now, and here is Kyle Farmer. In there for strike 1. That's a little bit low.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
Good late sink on that fastball. Out of the hand, looks so good, and then by the time he gets in the hitting zone, hard to get the barrel to it.
2-2.
Righty to the plate. On the ground to short, Barker. They take the force out, and they're happy to just get off the field after that frame. But they leave their mark on the inning as we get another look at the grand slam. Last chance coming up for the... All set to start the 9th in this one. Now for the Jays. Aledmys Diaz. As he turns on the rubber, and with that good live arm delivers. And first offering is fouled off. 2 of the most potent offenses in the game squaring off. Swing and a pop-up. Foul at a play off to the right side. That'll find the stands. 0-2 now. Registers the punch out and hits 101.
Well, he's going to have some thinking to do when he leaves the ballpark after this one. That was his 3rd strikeout, and this one looking, obviously, so he's been a little overmatched. He's got to find a way just to be more competitive up there at the plate.
Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
First pitch swinging, went up there with a plan to be aggressive. Once you get the ball by the pitcher, there's a lot of base hits up the middle, even on ground balls. So a nice job to use that big hole and get himself a hit.
Stepping in, Addison Barker. Right-handed reliever. He swings and fouls one off. The Twins leading by 3 here at the top of the 9th. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 2 gone now.
Well, it gets talked about a lot, but a good high fastball and a two-strike situation, it's just become such a problem for hitters in more recent years. But with all of the emphasis by pitchers on developing that spin rate, having a good grip on the baseball, those high fastballs, they kind of look like to the hitter that they're rising, even though they're not, but they're not decreasing in velocity and spin rate. So very difficult to get the barrel on it.
2 outs and a foul ball. And a pitch. And that's outside. Darno, the runner at first with 2 gone. This one rolled to Kirilloff. Steps on the bag himself. Ball game.
All these players were able to take the lead in the bottom of the 8th and just cruise to this win, getting those final 3 outs in the top of the 9th. Excellent job of securing your home field and keeping the fans in the ball game all the way to the end. Nice W.